Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog and to my YouTube channel at stampwithelaine.com. We're drawing to a close with the celebration promotion. Celebration product I'm featuring in today's video is in the More to Celebrate flyer, which was available from 1st to 29th of February. And it's this Sweet Thoughts, Memories and More cards and envelopes. So I combined Celebration, Sweet Thoughts and Memories and More card with a sneak peek of an online exclusive which will be available from the 5th of March. This is called the Simply Zinnias stamp set and coordinating dies. Sweet Thoughts and More cards and envelopes which you can earn for free with a £45 order. So those are the pre-printed cards, and there's one in Pretty Peacock, one in Calypso Coral, and then there are envelopes to match. So in the pack there will be 10 in the Calypso Coral and 10 in the Pretty Peacock, so there's 20 cards and envelopes altogether. The Simply Zinnias is an online exclusive which kicks off on the 5th of March. So these are the pretty papers in the suite. There are some adhesive backs, shiny sequins, an embossing folder, and of course the stamp set and the dies. In the suite, these are the papers called Flowering Zinnias. They're 12 by 12 and I've cut them down to 6 by 12. So that's the zinnias. They're very, very colourful. That's the reverse. And this one I've cut this way so you can get 3 4 by 6 card fronts from that. They're all pinks and greens. So there's the stamp set, and these are the dies. There's also a Zinnia 3D embossing folder in the suite. It is directional, so you can use it in landscape or portrait. This is the card we're making, and you can see I've used that for this card. And last but not least, there's the adhesive back shiny sequins. I also use the deckled rectangle dies, and I die cut with the second largest one in basic white and the third largest one in Calypso Coral. For the card base, I obviously use the Celebration, Sweet Thoughts and Memories and More cards and envelopes. So I use the Calypso Coral one. And for the inside of the card, I cut that in basic white at 5 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. I also needed a scrap of basic white so that I could stamp this flower, trio of zinnias, and the sentiment. The inks I'm using are Tuxedo Black Pimento ink, Calypso Coral. The stamping blends I use to colour this is Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, Calypso Coral, and Pretty Peacock. So let's get started. I'm going to do the inside of the card first, and I'm going to stamp a large image in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. That's for the inside of the card. I'm going to set that aside because we're going to need to do a lot of colouring in a minute, and I will stamp and die cut this one on a scrap piece of basic white. And I'm also going to stamp the sentiment at the same time so I can trim that off. Now I'm going to do some colouring, and I'll probably speed this up. Both the flowers, I'm going to be using dark pumpkin pie for the flower centre, dark daffodil delight for the little stamens, I think, calypso coral for the main flower, and pretty peacock for the leaves. Yeah, I'll start with the daffodil delight to colour in these little stamens here. Now we can glue this into the inside of the card, and the reason I put a layer in there is because when you're colouring with alcohol markers it will bleed through, so you want to make sure that it doesn't do that on this card. That's why how did that get there? Next I'll glue the larger basic white rectangle down, leaving an even border at the top 3 sides. Make sure the right side of the die cut deckled rectangle is face down on the folder on the logo side. Shut that, and I'll go and emboss it on the die cutting machine with platform 1 and the grey plate. Be mindful of which way up you glue it on, because I wanted to put some sequins on there. One of them's fallen off, but you can see the flower centres there, so that will fit quite nicely. Now I need to die cut my coloured in zinnias. So the sandwich is platform 1, the thin die adapter platform 2, the first of the base cutting plates platform 3, followed by the cardstock, the die cutting edge face down, and a second platform 3, and I'm ready to run it through the machine. Put dimensionals on the back of the flower. Remove the backing tape and then place it on your card. Bring in the sentiment, and I'm just going to cut it at an angle. If you want the other side to be parallel to this is the cutting groove, so you want that about there. And you want this parallel with this line here. Okay, can you see that? So that's straight against that line, and then you can cut. Then I'll put dimensionals on the end, and one next to it, but none across there because this one will help support it. So, and let's trim that because it might be too big. And we'll put some sequins on last. So I'll put one up there, a small one on here, another small one on here, small one on here, and a large one down here. So that's an odd number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And voila, the card is finished. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. It's an easy card to make, just a little bit of colouring. The card base is already done for you. And if you wish, you can also stamp the envelope. So let's pop that there. Thanks for joining me today, and if you like it, do give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.